Ashley, your scrapping nerd, and I'm back today with a layout for Scraplift Crafternoon, and it's where a bunch of my crafty peeps and I get together and we scraplift an amazing layout from an amazing creator. And today we are scraplifting Deidre, and you saw her layout at the top of the video, and I followed this layout pretty closely. I just loved how she set it up. And I pulled out my Vicky Bouton collection, Where to Next. I'm pretty sure all of the pieces are Where to Next. When I get Vicky Bouton, I kind of put them all together because it's that her style is the same. And I don't have a lot of the bright colored things in my collection, so I just kind of put them all together. But I'm pretty sure they're all part of the Where to Next collection. And I did have a Thickers Happy Life that I will use as my title. And actually Happy Life is the title, but the name of that specific thickers is called Happy Life. And then I pulled in some Dilutions in Periwinkle Blue and then Distress Mica Stain in Winter Frost. So what I really liked about her layout was all the circles that were behind there. I thought that it was really cute to add to the layout. And I wasn't planning on using the Cricut. I thought that it looked like she had distressed them. So since I was going to distress the circles, I was like, no, I don't need to use my Cricut to cut them out. And so I just pulled in a little jar. It's actually, gesso, a jar full of gesso. And I just used that to trace out the circles from the blue paper. I really liked this yellow paper in the background because I thought that it looked kind of like a sunburst, and then I pulled in the blue paper to make my circles. And I think in her circles they were all different patterns, and then she put a lot of ephemera bits in there, which is amazing. But my circles stay pretty much open. I didn't fill them specifically with ephemera, but so I took the blue and I traced them and I cut them out, and I only cut out 8 circles since you won't see the middle circle in with my photos. And I distressed the edges and like really distressed them so that they're very kind of tattered. And then I just took some scrap that I had and used the back to have kind of a mat around the circles. And all I did again was I will stick it on the white piece of paper, and then I will just very quickly cut out the circle, and then I will distress the white part as well. So I wasn't too concerned about how well the circle cut out, if there was, a complete circle or if it was smooth, since I was going to distress it and heavily distress it. And the funny thing is you could tell the difference. So the white paper was some scrap paper that I had, and it was very thin paper, probably just from a paper pad. And I have kind of a stack that I don't plan on using, but I keep for scrap paper and stuff. And so when I distressed that, it didn't distress as well as the Vicky Bouton paper, which is a little bit thicker weight. So you can really tell the difference when you put them together. And the funny thing is I used to only be able to scrapbook with the paper pads unless I wanted to shop online, which I don't typically really like to do. But so I had all the thin papers. A lot of my early scrapbooks are all these really thin papers. And then since we got a scrapbook store near me and I joined the Creative Scrapbook Club, I have a whole bunch of papers, way too much actually, but that's beside the point. So then I can really tell the difference between the two kinds of papers. But so yeah, the circles distressed really well. And then I used this other paper from the collection that had the blue in it to map my photos. And today I am scrapbooking 3 photos like Deidre had in her layout. And I liked how she had them kind of all cockeyed in how she set them out. And so I thought this was perfect because sometimes that can be hard because you'll cover up part of the photo that you don't want to be covered up. But I'm scrapbooking 3 photos of my husband. We were in St. Thomas at Megan's Bay, and we were swimming. It was this really pretty, just kind of cove. Well, it's called Megan's Bay, so maybe they call it a bay, but it's like, so it's kind of a cove, and everyone goes swimming in there. And so I had 3 pictures of him swimming out in this, and of course it's like this beautiful blue water, where I'm only used to like California water where it's a little bit murky. But when you start to go to these kind of places, the water is so clear and really, really pretty blue. But because there's enough room around him with either the sky or the ocean part, and you know, because I was taking them from the beach where I was sitting, so there was enough room in the photo to kind of do this cockeyed placement and not cover up anything. And so you just see him in there, and then you see him floating. And so they're just fun fun photos. And so I thought that this layout would look really cute with those. And again, I liked how her placement that she had them. And so all my circles are distress and the white. And this layout was pretty quick. It just took a lot of time to do all the circles. But other than that, it went together really well. And so I got all the photos placed out. And then she did have a title up in the top right. Like I said, I followed her layout really closely this time because it was just, I really liked it. But so I pulled in that Happy Life title from the thickers, and I thought that that was perfect there. And it had these bright colors. And I'm pretty sure that I got some of this Vicki Boutin from my creative scrapbook kit. And so they put in this thickers Happy Life collection because it matches really well with the Vicki Boutin colors. And so I just like it. I think it's perfect. And then I just started going through the ephemera bits, and I think that this large ephemera pack actually came from Joann's. But I pulled in the the Happy Life, but then I have the travel notes next to that like metal, but I'll actually switch out the metal for some sunglasses. And I just really wanted to use these palm trees. I don't know why, but I just was like, you know what, this layout needs these palm trees. And so I liked them kind of up there between the photos just to kind of fill that in. And I feel like it gives it a kind of a tropical vibe. And the little thing that's clipped on the photo says, you are here. And there's where I switched out the metal for the sunglasses. And then it had this kind of acetate that says The Journey, and I wasn't sure how I was going to glue that on, but I got it stuck under that little tab so that you don't see any glue behind that acetate piece. But the last thing that I will do is I will take my Winter Frost and the Periwinkle Blue and do some splatters all over the layout. But that's going to be the layout. Like I said, it was a quick and fun one. So make sure you check out all the links below. For everyone that hops along with Scraplift Crafternoon, give them likes and subscribes and all the love, as well as Deidre. Visit her Instagram photos. She does amazing things. Give her all the likes and love. And thank you again to everyone who likes and subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit those buttons below. But thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.